Tucked away in a beautiful corner of Florida is St. Petersburg Clearwater, with its sugary white sands and pristine waters. It hosted the fourth round of the 2022 Class 1 World Powerboat Championship, a P1 powerboat racing extravaganza where the Class 1 fleet was joined by the Supercats, Superstocks, and various other classes, as well as PWC racing with the Aquacross Grand Prix. St. Pete Clearwater is considered the jewel of Florida's Gulf Coast, with world-class award-winning pristine white sand beaches and emerald green Gulf waters on a sun-drenched peninsula separating the Gulf of Mexico from Tampa Bay, just 90 miles from Orlando. St. Pete's trendy downtown area is a social, commercial and artistic hub with a great vibe, including excellent dining options, bars and shopping. There is a vibrant cultural scene in St. Pete, which is famous for its ever-changing murals and street art, a dynamic community of local artists, and of course, its museums. The Museum of Fine Arts has a world-renowned collection of art from all ages, and the world-famous Dali Museum houses the largest collection of the famed Surrealist work outside Spain. St. Pete Clearwater is also a sporting paradise, with its excellent year-round climate making it a mecca for water sports including kayaking, paddleboarding and marine motorsports. Something for everyone, and all watchable from close up on St. Pete's new pier, with the Pier Tiki restaurant overlooking the weekend action. Now let's see what happened in the last round at the Great Lakes Grand Prix in Michigan City, Indiana. First freshwater racing of the season, Husky Racing were the favourites, leading the world standings on 40 points going into round 3, with 222 Offshore Australia and JBS Racing trailing 13 points behind and needing a win to keep their world title hopes alive. The conditions on the day were very rough and windy on Lake Michigan. Husky Chocolate's Steve Curtis and Travis Pastrana had pole position after an excellent qualifying run, but 222 Offshore Australia got off to a flying start, catching up with Husky as they went neck and neck in the opening drag race to the Commitment Buoy. Darren Nicholson and Giovanni Carpitella of 222 Offshore Australia had the speed they needed to overhaul Husky and take the lead with some very smooth handling in very challenging conditions. X-Insurance's Alex Pratt and Miles Jennings finally got a race start after 2 disappointing rounds, and they got off to a very bumpy start in 4th behind JBS Racing, tossing and turning in the waves, causing damage to their boat. But they stuck to it as they found their rhythm, kept the nose down and got the pace to move up and challenge JBS for 3rd on the inside lane, eventually overhauling Stevenson and Stanco as X-Insurance moved up to 3rd. Out in the lead, Carpitella and Nicholson as 222 Offshore Australia solidify first place with some very smooth handling on what are very rough conditions. Husky not looking as smooth, but Curtis is known to feel the course out for the first few laps and then go up a gear as they try to keep within striking distance of Nicholson and Carpitella. JBS Racing kept up the pressure on X-Insurance right till the end, but it was too much for the boat. Stanco and Stevenson out of the race near the end. This was the Aussie Boats Day. Carpitella and Nicholson sublime with a much-needed win, completing and winning their first race of the year. Husky runners-up, and what a success today. Hats off to X-Insurance. They struggled early on, they took huge hits. Their boat was damaged, but they kept at it and not only finished the race, they got themselves on the podium. 5 Class 1 teams competing at St. Pete Clearwater, including a brand new team, DF Young. DF Young features 2 veterans of the sport, with throttleman Rich Wyatt alongside driver Mark Granite in their 51 Mystic boat.
Yeah, we're really happy to be here. The class has started to grow and evolve over in the U.S. Over the past couple of years, we've been keeping an eye on it, so we're excited to be here. It's something we want to be a part of. A lot of competition, a lot of professionalism, so we're really excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, we've been friends for many, many years, so not only in the cockpit, we talk daily. It's super natural in the boat when we're operating. It's almost like a conversation on the phone that we had. Hey, what if this happened? What if this happened? Does this feel good? That feels right. So it's a super easy conversation.
They'll be up against the might of Husky Racing, which still leads the overall championship, as throttleman Steve Curtis and driver Travis Pastrana go for the world title in 2022. Husky is a world-renowned brand in racing, from Formula One to IndyCar. The new CEO of Husky Global was in St. Pete to watch his team compete.
I am the new CEO of Husky Global, and then Husky Chocolate and Husky Wear and all these other companies kind of fall underneath that same umbrella. And we've been using P1 because it is the peak, it's the best, and everything what we do tends to be the best. We won Indy 500. I mean, no one expected that. To be honest, we didn't either, but we did. So everything we do is full throttle, 100% always. Right now we have Steve as a throttle man, Sir Steve Curtis, right? And Travis Pastrana, whom I've followed personally for years. It's like he's a legend on what he does. So it's an unbelievable thing that we have these 2 guys in the cockpit. Not only it's a super team professionally, they're just the sweetest guys. They're really good ambassadors for the brand, and they're really good ambassadors for the whole sport.
222 Offshore Australia finally have a win under their belt. Can throttleman Giovanni Carpitella and driver Darren Nicholson continue their winning ways in St. Pete? Third in the standings going into round 4 with JBS Racing, with driver and team owner Jeff Stevenson sharing the cockpit with throttleman Michael Stancombe. Also back with a fixed-up boat was ex-insurance Good Boy Vodka, with Alex Pratt throttling alongside British driver Miles Jennings.
We got it all fixed thanks to MTI, a little bit of cosmetic damage at the last race, but now we just had a great open few laps there and went fantastic.
Qualifying time trials would determine the starting lineup for the race, with the big prize being the coveted pole position inside lane. Setup is key for these boats, with everything from weight distribution to selecting the right prop and gear ratio for the flatter waters of St. Pete Clearwater, which features long, high-speed turns.
A race like this in the flat water, it's very difficult to overtake because it's high-speed race. So if you want to overtake somebody else, or you do it in the start, or it's really difficult during the circuit because the speed is more or less the same for everybody. A couple of miles different, but not enough for overtaking somebody else.
Well, we're just about to go out for the pole position. Really important pole for us. This course is going to be very difficult to overtake, so it's, we want to get out there, get a good pole position. If we can be in pole for the race tomorrow, it'll be a major advantage.
Husky Racing laid a great lap time of 2 minutes 51.62 seconds on their first lap. 222 Offshore Australia were out next, but their fastest lap of 2:57.53 was nearly 6 seconds off the pace.
Well, it was not good. We don't have enough speed. As I told you this morning, we don't have a propeller for this kind of water. We don't have a faster herring forge.
Next out was JBS Racing. Stevenson and Stancombe going all out. And look at that time, 2:55.76. That puts them in provisional P2 ahead of 222 Offshore Australia.
It was awesome. I mean, a little bumpy on the back, but we put it together and started sliding around the corners at high speeds, just like we should be. And
it'll be great. It'll just show what we can do. Jeff and I, first year in Class 1, we're kind of the underdogs, other than ex-insurance boys, but we got the best set of wheels out there by B-Blades, I got the best crew. Jeff allows me to do what I need to do, change the setup about 30 seconds before we pushed off the dock, and here we are. Let's pray to God that it holds out the second and show what we got.
X Insurance Good Boy Vodka, taking out their freshly repaired boat, got a time of 3:09.26, putting them in 4th provisionally. Finally, newcomers DF Young got their boat in the water for the first time, just in time for the qualifier. They ran their sleek grey boat to put in a time of 3:23. They edge out X Insurance Good Boy Vodka to start in 4th position.
Hey, listen, we're super happy with the boat. We were literally putting the boat in the water with fresh engines, hustled out there. We hadn't been on the course, we hadn't had time to test it. So to be within 7.5, 8 seconds of the top boat, we're super happy with what we've got going into tomorrow.
And so Husky Chocolates, Curtis and Pastrana start in pole position for round 4. Impressive run for JBS, who would start in their best position this year in P2, in front of previous race winners 222 Offshore Australia in 3rd. The Museum of Fine Arts provided a splendid backdrop to a party hosted by CMR Roofing and Construction, where drivers, crews and their families from all racing classes relaxed and mingled while enjoying the art. Race day, round 4, the St. Petersburg Grand Prix. Teams complete final preparations before the race as crowds gather and a party atmosphere kicks off in the VIP section of St. Pete Pier. 222 Offshore Australia have proven they have the pace, but can they finish and continue their winning ways after their round 3 victory? Husky Chocolate can solidify their overall lead here with a win. X Insurance Good Boy Vodka have had a slow rise and a tumultuous season. They have their work cut out for them, starting in 5th and last place. JBS Racing were spectacular in qualifying with that excellent P2 result, but now they have to see it through in the race in a talented field. 5-boat Class 1 fleet goes out onto the course. Just seconds to go before the green flag goes up. The boats line up for the start. The pace boat gives the green flag once they're all in line. The green flag is up, the race is on. A great start from 222 Offshore Australia, but Husky Chocolate stays in touch with the Aussie boat, while DF Young is a boat's length ahead of JBS Racing, which is falling back. Smooth like chop waters off St. Pete Clearwater, the smoothest race so far in the season after 3 very rough rounds. Looking forward, JBS's onboard camera, 222 Offshore Australia zooming off to its port side, while JBS tries to keep up with Husky to its starboard side. Husky is steadily gaining on 222 Offshore Australia as Curtis and Pastrana move into the lead with some excellent pace. On the outside, DF Young in 4th, leading X Insurance Good Boy Vodka. JBS Racing are falling way back. It's going to be difficult for them to recover if they slip back further. Stancombe and Stevenson are in their best start on the grid of the season and are eager to capitalise. Husky Chocolate now really picking up the pace, not to mention they have the inside lane pole position advantage. Curtis and Pastrana take control of this race early, loving the smooth conditions. JBS Racing has also found their rhythm. Stancombe and Stevenson showing that a small 5-man team can race with the best of them as they find the pace to now pass 222 Offshore Australia. Despite the smoother conditions, the drivers travelling at these speeds are subject to a constant pounding inside the cockpits. In a fight for fourth, X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka on the outside taking the action to DF Young as Alex Pratt and Miles Jennings pass the new team to move into fourth. Husky in the lead, JBS in second in hot pursuit as they come around the top of the course and head back to the pier. JBS in hot pursuit of Husky, racing ahead, takes a tighter line to the left-hander, but Husky is well in control of the lead. DF Young and X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka still jostling for fourth position. X-Insurance gaining on the outside before entering the sweeping left-hander on the inside. Lap 1, Husky in the lead, JBS Racing second, 222 Offshore Australia third, X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka fourth, and DF Young in fifth. X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka is up one position, but they need to crack the top three for a podium, with DF Young having the inside lane advantage over Pratt and Jennings. Out in the lead, Husky Chocolate reigns supreme as Curtis and Pastrana go for the team's third win of the year, but JBS Racing is still up there within striking distance on Husky's port side. 222 Offshore Australia is in third, and behind the Australian boat, the battle for fourth continues between X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka and DF Young as they come around the left-hander. Coming around the checkered boy, DF Young are the ones now with the inside lane. Can the newbies maintain their lead over the hard-charging X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka? Great pace on X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka on the outside as they stay neck and neck with DF Young. Both boats going flat out, maintaining top speed, but Rich Wyatt and Mark Granite of DF Young come out in front and in fourth position. Excellent racing from the newcomers to Class 1. The silver bullet of DF Young going full speed ahead, setting its sights on the veterans up ahead. The next target, 222 Offshore Australia. 222 Offshore Australia on track for a podium, but the team has struggled to find the right setup for these waters. In second position and giving Husky a run for their money while opening a lead over the rest of the field is JBS Racing. Stanco and Stevenson very impressive here in St. Pete. In the battle for third place, three boats are within seconds of each other. 222 Offshore Australia, DF Young and X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka. Husky Chocolate has a strong lead now. They're a truly exceptional partnership. Steve Curtis holds the record for being the youngest Class 1 throttleman to ever win a title at the tender age of 21 in 1985. While Travis Pastrana is a renowned professional motorsports competitor and stunt performer who has won championships in Supercross, motocross and rally racing. 222 Offshore Australia is not having a good day. Disappointing after their win in the last round, but Nicholson and Carpitella are just trying to stay in touch with the leading boats to at least save the day with a podium. But they're going to have to hold off the hard-charging rookies in DF Young who are giving chase to the Aussie boat. X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka bringing up the rear in fifth, but very much within striking distance of their rivals. Pratt and Jennings at least continuing their racing form from the last round after not being able to race a single lap in the first two rounds in Cocoa Beach and Sarasota. Lap 5, DF Young stay in pursuit of 222 Offshore Australia, and their efforts pay off as 222 Offshore Australia are in trouble, slowing down on the circuit. That puts DF Young up into third and on track for a podium in just their first race. X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka also passed the struggling 222 boat. Pratt and Jennings moving up to fourth and trying to catch DF Young. As the laps wind down at the St. Petersburg Grand Prix, Husky Chocolate reigns supreme. Nobody looks like they're going to catch them out there. What a race for JBS Racing. Jeff Stevenson and Michael Stancombe on track for their best result of the season in runner-up. And that would also catapult them to second position in the world standings if the positions stay the same. Husky going into the last lap with a comfortable lead and excellent momentum. But the excitement is not over yet. JBS Racing still on course for runner-up, but DF Young and X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka have both caught up as they enter their last lap. Can JBS hold them off? But in the very last lap, JBS Racing have a problem. They're slowing down, looks like they've lost one engine, and sure enough, DF Young is now in second position, with X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka following them into third as JBS struggles. What a cruel blow for them, and a windfall for the other two teams who are now in podium positions. The final stretch of the final lap, and there it is. What an emphatic start-to-finish win for the number 21 Husky boat. Curtis and Pastrana are the St. Petersburg Grand Prix champions. Here comes DF Young, runners-up in their first ever Class 1 race. A good job with their setup, consistency, technical reliability as Throttleman Rich Wyatt and driver Mark Granite bring their Mystic boat home in second, just seconds ahead of third place X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka. And just trying to bring their boat home for a race finish, the unfortunate JBS Racing. They were so close, but that's racing. Travis Pastrana raises the flag and celebrates the team's third win in 4 outings this year. And so the final results here in St. Pete Clearwater. Husky Chocolate the champs, DF Young runners-up, X-Insurance Good Boy Vodka third. JBS Racing managed to finish the race in fourth with a DNF for 222 Offshore Australia.
The team did just such an amazing job, and I mean, Steve's always on point, but it was really cool. We didn't have communication really, so he was just pushing 10/10 the whole time, and that was a fun race, man. I tell you what, really cool course.
Yeah, we had some tactics. We spoke about what we were going to do. We managed to get a great start. We were just on it, held it flat the whole way around the thing. No one was on the outside. I could see a couple of sponsons there at one point, and then, you know, when we got around the main bend and then into the yellow, the left-hander, Travis took that like pinpoint on. I mean, we swept it, so we knew they couldn't be on the inside because we were feet away from it.
Sorry, that was his side. There was plenty of room.
Yeah. And boom, you know, so I know they had to go across our wake, so I know we had a gap enough that we could, you know, start to pace ourselves a little bit, you know, instead of just being out of control.
It went really good. You know, a prop was a little too small. We were hitting the top of the rev limiter, but we were really starting to catch the guys at the end. So, you know, I think one bigger prop, we would have been right on the pace.
Absolutely. We won one pitch up, we would have got him. The brake was right, everything's good. It was running level, good in the corners. Again, obviously, we're still learning the boat, but it was good. We were catching, so we're pleased.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, I think we'll be good to go next time.
Yeah,
yeah.
I sort of started to feel a vibration maybe halfway through the race, and last lap
Shot one engine down.
I know, just
Had her second wrapped up like you wouldn't believe.
It was ours. It was right there, so close.
We didn't break any number 8s today. It's pretty amazing. You know, we've raced together a long time. There are a few races that you can come back and think, all right, you know, from a memory standpoint, you know, racing with Richie and all the work that these guys have put into getting us out here, coming out to Class 1 and getting on the podium is like a dream.
It was nice to finish. Obviously, come back with a good result. They're always happy to see us at the end.
Got to be the first chocolate milk shoey. Feel pretty good about it. Honestly, to be a part of this Husky racing team, to get to sit next to Steve, this is literally a dream come true. It was so much fun out there. Just, especially those first couple laps, just right on the edge, just sliding that thing. It's no feeling like 140 mile an hour, just drifting through that dog leg left was one of the coolest feelings of my life.
In the overall Class 1 World Championship standings after round 4, it's Husky Racing with 75 points on top. with Triple Two Offshore Australia still in second with 47 points, and the JBS Racing falters, leaving them in third on 45 points. That brings round 4 in St. Pete Clearwater to a close. See you in the next round.
Class 1. This is a lot of focus with